Yes, so a girl is in the hospital. I just finished taking this drip. This thing is paining me. I don't know, for some weird reason this one is painful.
So let me share with you guys the full story, okay? How I saw myself at the hospital, how I was rushed to the hospital, how everything happened, okay? The devil came. But let me just share with you guys how it happened. So, um, on a very fateful day, that was on a Sunday, my husband, myself, and Nato, we are just chilling on the bed, Sunday afternoon. We didn't go anywhere. We are just just lying down, chilling. All of a sudden, Nato sat down, and babies, children, they don't stay one place, so it was like normal. Before you know it, guys, Nato just used the whole force, the whole energy he had in his body to. He did as if he wanted to stand up, and then he used force to land on my stomach. Not just on my stomach, any part of my stomach. You know how when baby's still growing, guys, this is like, so it was 1 week after I registered for antenatal. So it was 9 weeks. I was 9 weeks pregnant. I know when 9 weeks pregnant, your baby is still very small. It has not even turned to baby self. It's just like very small, and it's by the right, okay? That particular spot where my baby was, that was where his head landed. Guys, if you see the force, as he landed, guys, I feel like my life flashed before my eyes. The pain, that kind of pain that when it happens, you can't even scream, you can't even exclaim. That was what happened. My husband was lying on the bed with me, but he did not even know what happened, because as it happened, I just shocked. I froze for like few seconds, and then I didn't know what to do. I just kept him, managed to push him aside, then laid down for like 30 seconds, and I stood up and I went to the living room. Okay, I'm in the living room now, and I came to the living room and I laid down. Guys, the pain, oh my God. Even to walk from the room to this parlor was so difficult, but I just managed, because it is Holy Spirit that held me not to just the way I wanted to push it to. I just came here and I laid down after like 30 minutes, 1 hour, the pain began to subside. So my husband was now wondering, as I left the room, he thought maybe I came out to get something. He now felt like, where am I? He called me on phone and asked me where I was. I said I was in the parlor. He said, okay. After a while, he and Nato now came. Since it's Sunday, we are just at home, we needed to be together to gist and all of that. So they now came to the parlor to meet me. But not like, what happened? This one, I left the room. And I told him what happened. He was like, Jesus, that he didn't even know. I know you did not know. That was why I didn't even bother telling you. In fact, I could not even talk. The pain did not even allow me to open my mouth. So thankfully, gradually the pain was subsiding. And then all of a sudden, after like 2 hours thereabout, the pain stopped. I was thankful. I was happy. And during that era, okay, during that time, I was peeing constantly. Like in 2 hours, I must have peed like 6 times. I'm not even exaggerating. But for some very weird reason, I did not feel pressed. I did not feel like I needed to pee. Throughout, from when I left the room to come to the parlor, I didn't feel like I wanted to pee. After the pain stopped, that was when I now felt like I needed to go pee. And I went to pee. As I peed, and I wiped. And something I always do when I'm pregnant is, even if I pee 1 million times, from the first day I found out I'm pregnant to the day I give birth, once I wipe, I always look at what I wipe to observe, because it's from that discharge that you know what's up. Do you understand? Even when I'm not even pregnant, I observe, but when I'm pregnant, I don't miss it. Even in the middle of the night, if there's no light, I'll use torch. So as I wiped, guys, see blood. Not even, you know how blood used to just come out. This one was not. I'm sorry, this is TMI and it's disgusting, but I just need to share it because it's my story, right? It was blood clot, like it was accumulated blood. It was so big and scary. As I saw it, my heart just did pew. My heart just did pew. I was scared. was like, Jesus, what will I do? Should I come to the parlor and show my husband? I always felt like it would be disgusting for a man to just see that kind of thing. The next thing that came to my mind was to take a picture of it. I went to the room, I entered the room, took my phone, took a picture. I wiped again. Blood still came out, but it wasn't as much as the first one. So I didn't bother taking more pictures. At least I've taken the most important one. So I kept on wiping and wiping and wiping. I wiped for like 4 or 5 times before I couldn't see any blood come out again. Now I went to the bed, I laid down. I was not thinking of my life. I was not thinking. There was nothing that did not come to my head. Like, is it that this baby has gone out? Like, I don't understand. I did not get it. So after like, let's say 10 minutes of random thoughts, I decided to call my mom. My husband still did not know what was happening. I called my mom and I narrated what happened, how Neto hit his head and all of that. My mom was shouted. She was like, Jesus, are you serious? I hope the pain is it. How painful is it? I told her the pain has subsided, but the only thing is that I peed and then I found blood. She was like, I should describe the blood. I told her on your data, let me just send it to you on WhatsApp. I sent her the picture. That's how my mom called. I was like, I should lie down. I should not move. I said, I'm already lying down. She said, I need bed rest, that I need to lie down, that I should call my husband. That where is my husband? I said he was in the parlor. She said I should call him. I should not even walk to the parlor. I should call him. You know, mothers now, as my mom started talking, I became more scared. She now said I should call my husband on phone so that he will come to the room and get ready. Let us go to the hospital. I need to be given bed rest, and then the doctor needs to see me. We need to do scan. Like she said a lot of things. So I called my husband on phone. I told him what happened, and we got ready. Still with Neto. Neto did not even know what he did. We went to the hospital. That was now Sunday evening. Getting there, thankfully, there were nurses on duty, midwives specifically. So as I told them, they just gave me a chair to sit down first. As I sat down, they told my husband to go and buy pads so that I can wear it, so that they can monitor the blood that is coming out. I just feel really disgusted talking about this, but yeah. So they said I was going to stay in the hospital that night. I wasn't going to go home. So I was admitted. And they said the same thing my mom said, bed rest. But before then, they gave me one injection. I don't even know what it is, what it's for. I don't know. But according to them, it's supposed to reduce the blood. I think so. So they gave me the injection and then they gave me a bed. I laid down. My mom was still calling, how far, how far. And I told her that I was admitted. She said, okay, she's coming. Do I need anything? Because I didn't pack anything. I just dressed up and took NATO's water just in case, because I wasn't processing everything in my head. My plan was just go to the hospital to complain. They'll give me drugs and I'll come back. Do you get? And then maybe they'll tell me to rest at home. So my mom asked me things I needed. I thought I needed a wrapper, sweater, you know, all of those things that you need to sleep over in the hospital. So and I laid down. They gave me drip. That was the drip I was taking that you guys saw. And then they put some things inside the drip. I don't know what they put there, but they put things and then they recorded it. They called the doctor. Doctor told them everything to do. And then he was going to come in the morning. So I had to stay over in the hospital till the next day. The next day, the doctor now came. After seeing me, I think they gave me, after seeing me, they now said I was going to do a scan, check if the baby is still there. But thankfully, the bleeding has reduced. So the thing is, the pad that I wore wasn't stained with blood because they kept on checking it even throughout the night. So according to them, if it was still coming out, then they'll give me more of that injection. It wasn't coming out, but when I pee and wipe, so the blood was there, but it wasn't dripping. Do you get? So if I wipe, I would see the blood, but it wasn't dripping enough to soak the pad. So they said it was a good thing, that it's not that serious, thanks to God. So we did the scan, and it was very hard to find the baby. The one we got, that was 9 weeks, so you can't even do the normal ultrasound scan on my stomach because according to them, the baby is still small to be found. So they did the TVS, that is the transvaginal scan. They had to took that thing from they did the scan and he said the baby is still there, but that I need to be placed on bed rest, but that they are going to send me home if I would provide somebody that would take care of Nato, because I cannot take care of myself, not stop of Nato. So I was placed on mandatory bed rest. I was like, okay. Then I gave me, there's this drug they gave me. I don't remember the name of that drug. I can't remember. It's supposed to prevent miscarriage. It's 20 tablets. I was supposed to drink one every day, and a whole lot of other drugs. I was scared. I was like, I didn't even know that you could drink that amount of drugs when you're pregnant. But they were like, they're trying to save your baby. They gave me a lot of drugs and placed me on bed rest. So I was 24 hours, I was lying down. The only time I sit down is to just eat and have my, even having my bath safe. I don't spend, I don't even think I even spend up to 5 minutes in the bathroom because I was weak. I don't know if immediately I was given the bed rest, I just became weak instantly. Like my weakness was so bad. For me to walk from here to here, I will be panting. It will look as if I want to faint. I'll be sweat. Like it wasn't funny for me that time. It wasn't really funny. So even without them mandating the bed rest, I became very weak. I couldn't move. I couldn't do anything. Sometimes I'll be batting. Even in the process of batting, I don't even bat with sponge because sponge will waste my time. I just rub soap on my body, pour water. Sometimes I'll be batting. I'll get tired. I'll just pour water on my body. Hey, God, tie my towel and go and lie down on the bed. I'll not be on the bed with my towel. My water will not dry. That is it. It wasn't even funny. And then when I go to pee, every day before I go and pee, I will pray to God because peeing was not scary for me. Because once I pee and wipe, I'll still find blood. I was like, God, when will this bleeding stop? Like, it was very scary. Now, you know how, and then I was going to the hospital every week. They told me to go into the hospital every week. Each week I go, they do a scan. Each week I go, they do a scan. And my baby's heartbeat was, because I think when I got to 12 weeks, they could now do the normal ultrasound scan to find heartbeat wahala. They will move around my stomach, move around my stomach. I was so scared. I said, God, is this baby still alive inside here? Be if he's not alive, we should come out and let's know where we are starting from. Because to find heartbeat, guys, they will move and move and move and move and move. Not even one sound. You know how for people that have done ultrasound scan for pregnancy, you know how baby's heartbeat is always pounded. If they even hear it to be very slight, before you know it, it will stop. I was like, God, please help me. Help me. Since you do not allow this baby go out, let the baby get active. Let's be getting heartbeats because I am not understanding. Let the bleeding stop first because I was feeling like, is the baby not finished? Shebi they said the baby is still blood. Do you understand? So if all this blood is going out, the baby will be. So yeah, it wasn't funny that time. Well, then Neto himself became terribly angry with me because I was avoiding him. I don't play with him. I don't carry him. I was, aside from the fact that I was weak, I was also avoiding him so that he will not hit his head again. You know, when the thing has happened before, you want to avoid it. So he was angry with me. Anytime he sees me, my mom had to come because I needed someone to tend to him. So he was always in my mom's room. Sometimes in a day, I don't even see Neto lie down because I can't sit down. If I sit down for like 5 minutes, my stomach, guys, the stomach pain I was having, if I sit down for longer than 5 minutes, my stomach, the pain, this one is not even cramp, it is pain. If I walk for just from here to here, my stomach pain. And anytime I walk for long or I stand for long or I sit for long and I go to pee, I notice that the blood that comes out is big. But when I'm just lying down continuously and I go to pee, it just be slight, it just be like spotting, you get. But if I stand for long, not even for long, just stand for a while or sit down or just do anything that is normal activity, but to me then it was extraordinary activity, I'll notice that the blood that will come out to be much. So when I was pregnant with Nato, I did the total number of scan I did was just 3. The first time I went to register for antenatal, I just did 1 for first trimester, 1 for second trimester, 1 for third trimester, just 3. But within that 9 weeks to like 18 weeks, I did like 4 scans, like I be 5 safe. That 4 or 5, it was just a lot. Like I was like, guys, it wasn't even funny that time, but God just said, my dear, it is normal for the devil to show up. But as usual, as always, I'm going to show up. I'm going to prove myself to be God. That time, the only song I was always playing on my phone was this rain came, wind blew, my house was built on you. I'm safe with you. I'm gonna make it true. This was my best line because I was like, God, I'm going to make this through. We are going to make this through. I will survive this thing. My baby will survive this thing. I cannot finish filming pregnancy video and I'll not upload. That is what's it called? Pregnancy test video, because I went for my what's it called? I went for the pregnancy test and I filmed the video that day. This happened like 2 weeks, 3 weeks after. Because I think when I found out I was pregnant, I was like 4 weeks, right? And when I went to register for antenatal, I was 8 weeks. Okay, this happened like 4 weeks after. And my plan was um I was going to start uploading my pregnancy video a month after I found out. So it was as if the moment I wanted to start, I wanted to upload my, like, announce my pregnancy, the something happened. So I was like, if I lose this baby, I'll just delete the video now because you get I was always praying. I was just playing that song non-stop. If I'm not playing it aloud, I'm playing it with my earbud. Like that particular line, that song really helped me go through because I was scared. I'm not even going to lie. I'm not somebody that gets scared easily. Like I'm not somebody that gets worried. I might be going through the worst, and I'll sit down and be gisting with you, vibing. I'm a kind of person that feels like no matter how much you worry about something, what to be will be. If you go happy, it go happen. If you no go happen, do you understand? But in that case, I was scared. I wasn't worried per se because I wasn't. I was worried. In fact, I was worried. I was scared. I was like, God, I have never ever, because I remember when I went to register for my antenatal and then they were asking me a series of questions. The doctor that attended to me, have you had miscarriage before? Your genotype, family sickness, all those series of questions they ask before they register you. So when he asked, have you had any miscarriage? When I said no, in my heart, I was like, oh, thank you, Jesus. I have never experienced it and I will never experience it. That was the prayer that I said in my mind. Immediately the doctor asked me. So I was now reflecting back on that. I was like, imagine now me that said I'll never have miscarriage in my life. So what is this like? But God did it, okay? God did it that at some point the bleeding now stopped. I'll pee and wipe. Sometimes I'll not even be pressed. I'll just go and pee just to make sure that I wipe and I don't see anything. And then the stomach pain started reducing gradually, gradually. It started reducing. So I was not doing anything. My mom was legit cooking for me, doing everything. Like everybody was at my disposal. My husband was very helpful. My help was helpful. She didn't know what was happening, but she just knew that people were saying I was sick. Then now your pregnancy, nothing is showing, belly no the show. So she didn't know what was happening. She felt like I was sick, but she was very helpful. Once I pressed the bell, she's always very, um, you know, hurried to come and ask what I need her to do. My mom was around 24 hours. She was always cooking, bringing to the room. Like everybody was just serving me. And I hated it so much because I am somebody that I love to do things myself. I love to cook my food. I love to eat my food that I cooked. I love to do things by myself. But everybody was doing everything for me. It just, guys, yeah, if you have good health, just every day when you wake up and you see that you're healthy, just tell God thank you. It is very much underrated. But thankfully, the last scan that I did, they first of all checked heartbeat and the heartbeat was very loud, very normal. But thankfully, I am no longer going to be doing all those kind of scans. It's just, I think I'm just going to do the one for second trimester and then the one for third trimester. I've done the total number of scans I've done. I think it's up to 7 now. So I don't think I'm going to do any other one. According to them, they said there's no need for the scan. My baby is now good. And then that miscarriage drug they gave me, I took it like two or three packets, so 20 tablets times three, multiply it. I was taking it every day, plus other drugs I was given, plus the normal routine drugs you take when you're pregnant, guys. But at the end of the day, I'm just grateful. I'm just thankful to God, and I'm grateful. And our baby is safe and sound, thanks to God. When Neto grows, I'll definitely tell him what he did, because for now he doesn't know. My mom has gone because I've gotten my strength back and everything is just back to normal. And I am thankful and I am grateful. I could never even imagine that I was rushed to the hospital, something that has never happened to me before. But yeah, I'm just grateful to God. You guys should follow me and say, thank you, Jesus. Yeah, so that is just basically how the emergency rush happened, the miscarriage scare, a lot of bleeding. But yeah, we did not lose our baby. That's the most important thing. Anyways, guys, I just decided to share this with you, just so that you, this is like me share my testimony, because normally this is not something that I'll sit down and set camera and start filming. I won't even talk about it. So far the baby is safe, we just ahead, we just keep watching. But I just felt like I needed to share it as a testimony for you guys to know that God is faithful, God is good, God has just been awesome. And also, if you're pregnant, please be avoiding your small children, because seriously, and then also try to avoid falling down, because that is something that my mom always tells me. I should be counting my step, watch my step, because falling down is one of the worst things that can happen to a pregnant woman. And I've always been careful, but you can never be too careful. It's just God that saves and protects and guides. That Nato's own happened. I mean, I'm even up to now, I still stay on the same bed with him. You can never just be too careful. I'm just praying to God that it never happens again. But yeah, I do hope you, I don't know if this is a video that you're supposed to enjoy, but yeah, I'll see you guys in my next one. Okay, please do not forget to subscribe if you're not yet a subscriber. Give this video a thumbs up, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Okay, bye. Love you.